bad today, but the fact that you guys came out is, I think it's actually a testament to Carolina Hyundai Kia, the type of people they have here. So I think we need to give them. Just a few things about shooting the free throw. I'm gonna get Hannah and Ashley to help me. Number one, when you're shooting any shot, not only a free throw, can somebody tell me what's the number one thing I think you have to do when you're shooting a shot or a free throw? What do you have to do? The first thing. What?
Look at the basket.
Nah, even before that, taking a shot. Or you shouldn't even shoot it. What? Bend your knees. We're going to get to that, but not to me. Now this is field forwards.
Set your feet.
Corners of shooting and shooting the free throw. Don't go back and tell your coach. Now Coach Ford said this. Now this is just me. You got to do what your coach said. But number one thing I think when shooting a shot or shooting a free throw, you have to think it's going to go in. That's the number one thing. Or don't shoot. I don't care even if it's a desperation shot from half court or three-quarter court. When you're shooting the ball, you have to think it's going to go in. Now, on a jump shot, the second most important thing I think you have to do is you have to square up to the basket. Does anybody know what square up to the basket means? To me, if you're dribbling, you got to square up to the basket. You got to look at the basket. You got to get both eyes in the basket. You got to square this way, square up to the basket. The third thing I think you have to do is have to extend. And you know, different people shoot different ways. There was a guy who, Ashley and Hannah, you may not have heard of this guy. His name was Bob McAdoo. He was a hero of mine when I grew up. He had the funniest shot. He shot the ball from behind his head. But he did those four things that we're going to get through. He thought it was going to go in, he squared up to the basket, and the third thing, he extended. Extension is nothing but extending your arm toward the sky. That's what gets some air under the ball. That's what puts block on the ball. And probably the most important thing is the follow-through. Everybody know what follow-through is? Jocelyn, you know what a follow-through is? Follow-through on a shot. That's right. It's just following through. You're just breaking your wrist. All right? So those are the four things we're going to do on a jump shot. Okay. Come here, Anna. All right. I want you to dribble. Take a dribble this way. All right. Square up to the basket. Extend and follow through. Now, on a jump shot, when your follow through should always just be pointing right at the rim as a whole. We're going to get to the free throw in a moment. But if your follow through is extended toward the rim, where do you think the ball has to go? Toward the rim. So if your follow through is to the right, where do you think the ball is going to go? If your follow through is to the left, where do you think the ball is going to go? All right. Now on a jump shot, where do you think the power comes from? Does the power come from your arms when you're shooting the basketball? No. Where's the power come from? Power comes from your legs. You see a lot of young kids, they throw the ball. That's not shooting. The power comes from your legs. The further you out, the more you have to bend your knees. All right? So let's take a shot. We're going to take a free throw. All right, another thing, on a free throw. To me, I think it was very important to always find the middle of the free throw line. Do you know how to find the middle of the free throw line? When you go to a court, the way they make that circle around the court is usually right here. It's usually a little hole. It's usually a little hole right in the middle of the free throw line. So I always, if I was right-handed, I would have put my right foot right at the hole. But now they've helped us a little bit because they got this big old line coming down here, right? That's the middle. So you put your right foot right there. All right? Now, on a free throw, when the referee hands you the ball, don't ever take your eyes off the rim. Young kids. All right? The reason why that is because you want to focus your mind and your eyes on the rim. It's something, I don't know why it works that way, but when you're concentrating on the rim, you never want to take your eyes off. And you always want to put both. A guy told me this maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I really I never thought about it. You always want to use both eyes. So that means when you bring the ball up, you never want to put your arm in front of the eye because everybody look at the rim. All right, now put your hand over one eye. All right, now when you take your hand off that, when you take your hand down, watch the rim move. See, the rim move. It's a depth perception. You aren't seeing the real rim. So you always want to use both eyes. So what I'm going to do is, I'm a referee. I'm going to hand you the ball. Now, you want to have something called a ritual. You want to shoot every free throw the same way. Because if you start it the same way, you're probably going to end it the same way. So that's a ritual. What I used to try to tell young kids what you want to do. So I don't know, you dribble the ball a couple times, you spin it, but whatever you do, always do it the same way. So when I hand you the ball, Hannah, all right, you're going to go through your ritual. You aren't going to take your eyes off that rim. Now when you shoot the ball, the power is going to come from your legs. Now on a free throw, you see this little thing right up under here? See that little thing where I'm hitting right there? And I want your follow through to be pointed right at that when you shoot this free throw. All right? The power comes from your legs. And when you shoot, your follow through, get it up in the air and let your hand be pointing right at that. Because if your hand is pointing right at that, where do you think the ball has to go? It has to go to the rim, right? So if you hit the front of it, if you listen on the front of the rim and your hand is going right to that, what do you think you have to do more? Right. If you hit the back of the rim, what do you think you have to do? Right. Ready? No. What did she do wrong?
Took her eyes off something.
She looked good.
All right, there we go. All right, get set. Get set. Where's your feet? Get as close to that line as you can. Behind. All right. I don't want you thinking about nothing in here. I don't want you thinking about your boyfriend. What are you going to do? I don't want you thinking about dinner. When I hand you this basketball, the only thing I want you to do is just concentrate on that rim. You're just looking right at that rim. Concentrate on that rim and thinking to yourself. The only thing you're thinking, I'm up and down, and my follow through is going to go right to that little thing. It's going to be pointing right at that thing, right in the middle of the rim, right in the back of the rim. All right? When I hand you this basketball, there's nothing in the world but shooting this free throw. Eyes on the rim.
Yeah.
And that's good, but that was luck because to me in practice, I never like to count though. That was luck. In a game, you know, when you got the pressure of the game and the fans and everything, when you hit the side of the rim, you may not get that pass. So in practice, you want to try to hit as many nets as you possibly can. Now, where did your ball go? So what do you think you did? Show me what you probably think you did. Shoot your free throw. Show me what you probably think you did. Right. All right. So show me where they should be. Come on. Shoot your free throw. Shoot your free throw. So a lot of times you can become a better shooter. You can become a better shooter in your house. You can become a better shooter sitting at the dinner table. My mama used to get so mad at me because I'm sitting there eating sometimes. I put my fork down and I'm going like this. See, it's muscle memory. You know, you're just doing like that. So you saw what happens at free throw. So this time you're going to try to straighten it up a little bit, right?